So I know you mentioned you're like jack of all trades. Are there certain kinds of, practices or approaches you have to therapy that you're really passionate
Mm.
about?
So are you talking about like specific modalities that I like to use in counseling?
Sure. What does modalities mean? Like, go ahead, explain.
Yes. Sure. So you have modalities like the kind of the zoomed out way of saying how we're going to help clients. This is what I offer to help my client. And then if we zoom in, we're zooming into specific interventions that work with those modalities to achieve the goals that we've established together. So, good question. Yes, I have training in cognitive behavior therapy. I would say if there's a foundation that I launch from, it's CBT. I love CBT because one, it's simple, and I love simple approaches that are hugely impactful. I want to get the biggest bang for my buck. And so cognitive behavior therapy looks at the way that we think about the world, like the lenses that we put on to see ourselves, to see others, and then to see the world around us. And so if I have a lens on that says that I am unworthy of love,
Mm.
um, I'm then going to interact in the world as if I am unworthy. So CBT comes alongside that to say, let's explore that thought. Let's understand how my emotions connect to that belief that I'm unworthy. What are the emotions that I feel? Where does that sit in my body when I experience an event in my life that triggers that thought? And then how do I work through that to establish new beliefs that help me to feel the way I want to feel and behave the way I want to behave within the world around me? Um, and I love it. I love it because I also love working through shame with clients. So shame, if we define shame versus something similar to it, guilt would be, I did something bad. Shame would be, I am something bad. Um, and so CBT can come alongside that, I am something bad, and go deeper into it, exploring what those self messages are that we give ourselves, or the beliefs that we have that tell us if I show up this way, it's going to go bad. That would be an intermediate belief, a rule or guideline that I have about myself or the world around me. Um, and so I love diving deeper and deeper into the ways that we think and believe about our world around us to see breakthrough. Um, from there, I also love working with internal family systems, which is it's a way of looking at parts within us that show up when we are under duress or stress or during difficult times, or during positive times. So we have our protector parts that might step out if I feel like I'm under threat, if I'm feeling shame or I'm feeling guilt. I might have a part that says, I don't want to feel that. So instead of going to that party or that event, I'm going to stay home and
Mm.
be by myself. And then we have, and those protector parts are managers. And then we have these other parts called firefighters that are coping skills. And the coping skill might be, well, while I'm staying at home, I'm going to eat a pint of ice cream because that makes me feel good and binge some YouTube. And
My
so,
favorite.
yeah, your favorite. And so we have these parts that come out, and when we look at it from a parts perspective, it's less shaming. Instead of saying like we are complicated, we have a part of us that might say, I don't want to show up to that event because I'm going to be embarrassed, I'm going to be shamed, I'm going to do something silly or stupid. But we also have a part that says, I want to be there because I want to connect with people. I want to have friends. I want to have a community. And so as we dive into those parts, we can explore and find out how to listen to the parts of us that want to respond in the way that we want to respond without putting those protector parts under threat. So if I were to summarize all that, CBT looks at the ways that we think about the world.
Mm.
IFS explores how we feel within that world, and they are such a beautiful partnership together. And then I top that off with a little bit of EMDR because we all need a good trauma approach. And CBT and IFS are good trauma approaches. But EMDR is my go-to for when CBT or IFS needs a booster.
I've heard a little bit about it. Like I had a friend who was like, I know it sounds crazy, but it totally works. Like, what is this?
Yes. So eye movement, desensitization, reprocessing.
Okay.
Essentially, EMDR is an approach that takes our rapid eye movement, which, you think about when you're going to bed at night, you fall asleep and you get into REM sleep, that rapid eye movement. It sets in the memories of the day. So we take that eye movement, and research has found that as we bring up a traumatic event or difficult event, and we get a rapid eye movement going, we can almost like reset the way that that memory is stored within our brain and our body. So instead of having this like traumatic event that creates an anxiety within us or stress within us, we can almost like go to like a I want to say numb place, but it's not always numb, but we can reset that into a less threatening response. So for my own areas of EMDR that I've done, when I have a trigger, a certain sounding type of voice that reminds me of my trauma from my childhood, I notice like, oh, I'm triggered. But instead of saying, crap, 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 I need to get out of here, I have but I'm still okay. I know I'm triggered, but I'm fine. It's kind of cool. So that's my go-to for trauma. So then for couples, I like to do Gottman and EFT. I've done trainings in both, kind of mixing those. So Gottman looks at skill sets for couples. It gives us go-to skill sets. It's kind of a simplified version of a very complex and beautiful approach. And then EFT, so just like with CBT, where CBT is like skills and thoughts, and IFS, it was emotions. Gottman is skills and thoughts, and EFT is emotions and attachment. So EFT gives us it looks at the way that we attach to our spouse, our intimate partner, and helps us to have a healthy attachment.